All right, so I have to make a part two because when this turns on, this doggone goes on. So now I'm making a part two. So anyway, with the navigation, like the one thing I really love about it, besides everything playing from my phone, is this. So basically, it's not far off from the actual car. So this shows me my driving habits, my speed, my acceleration, braking. My braking and acceleration is always on point. Some reason the speed, even though I really don't go any higher than 60 in this car, unless I really gotta be somewhere. Like I mean really be somewhere. But most of the time I don't. So I'm really at 50 to 60 the most. Even though if the highway is 65 or 70, I'm always at 60. So yeah. Like this is actually pretty accurate. It's 392 right now, and you can see that it's 390 right there. So it's 47 miles per gallon here, and then here it shows 52 miles per gallon. But honestly, I look at this the most because that's the one that, you know, it's accurate. So I know that I'm on point. So basically, it's 2 miles extra. So basically, it's a little lower that I use probably 728 gallons of gas. And because I use premium, the cost of fuel is pretty much that much. And it goes off of pretty much the fuel price. This, you have to put this in manually. So yes, I make 48 in the city and I make 47 on the highway. And I know that's right because it almost identifies to what the car is actually making, and then the system picks up. And from the driving habits, as you can see, last 10 driving hours, I was basically between 60 and 106. In the last hour, you can see. Remind you, I live in a hilly area, so me driving gentle is the key for me. Now, when it comes to internal performance wise, as in mods, I would say, which I don't really consider them too much of a mod compared to other Honda people. I got a transmission cooler. I bought that because in hilly areas, transmissions are used more harsh than people think. So I got that on the second month I got the car. I was thinking about an engine cooler, but because the car doesn't really heat like crazy, like a car without being a hybrid, I was like, I didn't really need that. So there's a transmission cooler, so that does justice. I don't know if you can really see it. Let me see. Hold on. So, okay. So, anyway, I got a blind spot mirror, and this does justice. I found one that actually fits the mirror, so it looks like it came with the car out the factory. So there's that. So, it's not supposed to happen. I don't know, that's the issue I have to fix. But anyway, you can't see the transmission filter from here. Yes, you can. So, see, right here, that's the transmission cooler. Right there. Otherwise, I did... This is what I put. That's the only mod, legitly, that I call a mod. And I don't see no gains, so here's what it is. Other than that, I don't recall doing anything else to the car. And besides that, it's just, just normal basic stuff, just good maintenance for me to have that 600-mile range on a single tank of gas. That was my first accomplishment. I was close a couple of times before, but I was already in an area where my favorite gas station is, which is Shell. And out here, Shell is like a good 25 to 30 minutes from where I actually live, in multiple locations, either going down south, north, east, west, like they're all like 30 minutes away. So when I finally got the opportunity and I'm running out of gas, I was like, you know what? I'm gonna just get gas. So yeah, my second favorite gas station is Exxon, and that's basically it. I'll show you the run around. I'll show you the car one more time going around, in silence as tributes. but but yeah, I really haven't done much to the car. I replaced everything, almost everything in this car. Not because it needed to be changed, but just because of the age and the mileage and how I was driving, I just stayed ahead of the game. So when I'm talking about when it came to emissions, I replaced the catalytic converter. I replaced the whole system involving them pipes, all the way to the muffler. I even changed the muffler. I even painted the muffler so that it don't rust out. I changed everything with the emissions in the back. So I'm talking about the canisters, I'm talking about the sensors, I'm talking about the whole assembly support back there. Like if y'all go on the Honda OEM parts site and you put in emissions, I changed all that. Everything you see on there, I changed all of that. And that's only because at that time I was getting a smell. It was like a sulfur smell. I wasn't sure what it was, and I thought it was a catalytic converter because it was looking a little out of place, but when I took out the canister and stuff like that, the filter for the canister and everything, it seemed bad, but you never know. So I just changed everything. I even changed all the sensors involving in the M-Bay. I mean, the throttle body sensor, the map sensor, and all that. It was a little bit of pain in the behind because they were at the point of rust where it was almost too difficult to get off. But luckily, I changed it in time. Oh, side note, I got the, from the normal store, side mirror. I mean, I like them because, I don't have to, twist and turn on my head and stuff like that besides the blind spot mirrors. You see how perfect that fits? Like, it's not too much. And it doesn't look ugly on the car. Like, legitly. It doesn't look ugly on the car. What else? Oh, yeah. And then... yeah, I know what that is. Like I said, I'm not good with talking on YouTube with this, so, but yeah. What else? I lost track of what I was talking about. Oh yeah. So besides everything, I've been keeping up to date with a lot of stuff, knowing its age and replacing stuff, even when it ain't caused a problem yet, because of its age and mileage. So yeah, back to the actual story. I know I got in Connecticut and stuff like that. So the first thing, like the only major things I really had to replace, legitly, I got the car in 2021. Was the first thing I ever had to replace that was major was the battery, the hybrid battery. I thought I'd probably have a little bit more life to it, but I guess not. That's okay. Because I live in PA, they have let me show y'all, a company in New Jersey that basically works on hybrid batteries. You mostly do an appointment, and I'll show you what the company, Green Tech. So this is what it is, right? These shows the states that they are in. So there's that. Let me do it slow for y'all. If y'all gotta pause it. But anyway, yeah, I go to the one in New Jersey, obviously, because I'm in PA. So I went there and they charged me like 3, 4, 5K, like, the dealership will cost. Everything total, hybrid battery and the inverter to the hybrid battery in the back seats. Everything cost me not even 2,500. Legitly, like when they did everything and it comes with warranty, like it was around the 2,500, honestly, or a little lower. I can't remember which one, but yeah, it was nothing really crazy. So it came with a warranty. The hybrid battery came with a 3 to 5 year warranty. Can't remember which one. The inverter itself that goes to the battery, that's like a year or 2. I can't recall, but that was the major expense I had to pay with fixing the car. Everything else was minor. It was just normal wear and tear that wasn't too crazy because I work on my cars myself. Majority of it anyway. The second thing that went out this year, legitly, like not even a month ago, legitly happened in this month. Within this month, I just fixed everything ASAP because I need the car. It's the transmission, and it ain't show no like signs like an engine light or nothing. So if y'all ever get no engine light, signs, but you start hearing a flap in your CVT, it's going. Cause I promise you, it was like it starts to, you hear a sound, and it's a continuous sound, and then the more you drive it, like each day, it will get louder, and it will get louder to where you start hearing like the flapping, like you start hearing the flapping. Yeah, your CVT's done. So I'm just letting y'all know, if y'all don't get a sign from the engine itself and it don't show no codes, but you hear it, when you hear that flap and you hear it getting so loud, that's definitely a CVT. Cause I was trying to find out what that noise was for a minute. Cause my when I drive and I heard the noise, everything was still, running good. But, it started getting louder the more I drove, certain speeds. But I didn't think, it was the transmission, because I'm not used to CVTs. But it's the CVT, I promise you. Yeah, that cost me, with labor and everything, $7,900. But this company did such a good job. Such a good job. So it's a shout out to I forgot. It's AAMACRO transmission. I just put it in my I just type it in uh the description or whatever when I get to posting this. But yeah, they did an amazing job. And I have an appointment with them again in November 3rd, because what they do is they work on your car, they make sure everything is good, and then they will tell you to come back in like 10 to 15 days to make sure everything is still good that they did. So, and if anything is wrong or whatever, they will fix it free of charge. That's something that shocked me. But yeah, they are really cool, nice people. But other than that, like I said, let me show y'all the tribute in silence of what the car is. Ooh, with the lights on too, because I know y'all want to see that. So yeah. All right, y'all saw it. Pay my tributes to my beautiful car. Just like other people did. Y'all have questions or whatever, I'll try to answer them the best I can. But yeah, it's a nice, cheap, reliable car. And if the battery dies, the hybrid battery itself, if it dies, that's something I love about mild hybrid cars, is you can still drive the car. It's gonna be slowish, very slowish, but you can still drive the car. If you had like a full hybrid battery car, like the new ones, like the Prius, of course, that lots of people love, or like the Corolla, even Honda's hybrids, like if it's a full hybrid, like once their battery dies, the car dies. Like you can't start the car because everything relies on the hybrid battery. I chose this just for that reason. One of the reasons is because I just want something that's not too expensive. That's for one. Got this car with everything, with the tax and everything included, $5,000 around there for 89K miles. So it was a sweet deal at the time in Connecticut, and I was like, whatever, I gotta get up there somehow, because this was a one in a lifetime car. There's a couple of bangs up, because delivering driving, that's the risk you take. But yeah, this car makes it through the snow with no hesitation. That's because I got snow chains. And trust me, snow chains is the best on this car. Is one of the best investments you can ever get for this car, or any car at that. But you will go through snow like it ain't nothing. Even a little bit of ice, like that's when it starts to get a little challenging for the chains. But if you drive the way you're supposed to drive in the snow and in the little ice, you're golden. Cause I went through snowstorms. Like when people were staying home, but it was still like busy out on my side gig. I was out there cruising the streets while everybody was getting stranded. I was moving up and down hills. But mind you, I live in a hilly area. So yeah. But like, yeah, it's been a really amazing car. I didn't want to let it go because the transmission was out, and I really do need a hybrid for the driving that I do. Cause I got a Saturn SL2 1997, and the rust a little bit starting to get to it. Nothing crazy, but I'm trying to prevent all that. So I also got rust protection for this car too that I do myself. It's a can you can buy off of Amazon, legitly. It's called PB Shield something. You could just look it up and you'll see it. You see what I'm talking about. But yeah, you just spray that on when the snow starts to come. Just spray that on beforehand, and it's supposed to last a couple of years. Don't know how true that is, but I just need to last for one winter. Then I do, a hand wash. I gotta find out how to wash underneath the car without going to the car wash, because I'm not trying to do that. And the only reason why I'm not trying to do that is because basically I buffed the car over summer, and I would normally buff the car every year just because I always go to the car wash. But the more I learned about paint and how it fades and how it puts scratches, I really started trying to go the hand washing route, and I ceramic coated it. I ceramic coat this car. That's why it looks shiny the way it does. And I also bought that off of Amazon. It's called oh my goodness. Let me see if I can get the bottle for you. Hold on, I'm gonna just show y'all right now because I just didn't want to get out the car. I'm not gonna lie. Okay, here we go. So, where is it? Oh no, I can't find it. Oh no. Oh, there we go. That Surface Shield Blaster. I use that, and then to ceramic coat it, I use this. So basically, I put 2 layers on, and it tells you how to do it, as you can see. And I do 2 layers because the snow out here is ridiculous. So I ended up putting 2 layers. What happens is you have to follow instructions for sure, and then after you finish the car the whole time, like do everything once, you wait 2 hours, and then you do the second time around, which is a second layer. The tire shine is not as good as I thought it would be, because one rainstorm, that tire shine was gone. Even after it cured, which takes 24 hours, it was just gone. So to me, I think this is just useless. You can just buy normal, better ones. But this is beautiful. It worked wonders. I also bought the interior one, which I can't find. Here we go. See? I bought this. It's a good job. I mean, I just put it on like Friday, so I can't say too much on it yet, but yeah. Other side notes is I got the lug nuts from AutoZone. I'm telling you everything I can remember that I put on that I got from AutoZone. Side skirts from eBay, the front one as well. eBay. I got this from the junkyard. Yes, I go to the junkyard. If you have an old car, you know what I mean. Junkyard. Set the carpets. I got that from Car ID. Got it custom made, actually, in my liking. That fits the actual carpet of the carpet. K&N cabin filter and air filter. I got that. I can't remember, but either way, same price everywhere. You can go to AutoZone. You can go on Amazon. Like, you can get it from all those. It's gonna be around the same exact price. Got this from AutoZone. Got this off of Amazon. Got this as a gift off of Amazon. If it's anything y'all want to ask me, it's always the comments. So, one thing I advise everybody that has this type of car, just take care of it. Take extreme care of it, and the car will definitely take care of you. It goes with any car, but for a hybrid, and given this amount of age, like, I'll take care of it. Another way that my car lasts as long as well is I follow the book and then I do extra. So what I mean by that is I change the brake fluid every 3 years. But if it's like a full synthetic brake fluid, I checked. This is my 3rd year with this brake fluid, and it's still clear as day. So I was like, this might take 4 or 5 years to change. So every 4 or 5 years, I just change it. But I'm gonna still do it next year, just to have a peace of mind. Transmission fluid, like, I instead of changing it every 30K, I change it every 15 now. Ever since I got this one, now I'm changing it every 15K. I started to do that with the old one, but it was already old and stuff. But I do that because when I do the change, it does get to that dirt line already. And I don't know when it started doing it, but I was like, yeah, you can't go the full 30. And I could feel it in the car with my own transmission when that happened. So it was like, yeah, I think every 15K is good enough. You know what I mean? With the engine oil, it says every 5,000 miles, which, understandable. But for me, I just want to risk it and try it out, how the car will handle things at 7,500. So every 7,500 miles, I've been doing it for like 2 years to see if it, changes in performance or not. Nope. So I say 7,500 is the max mark that can go without an oil change. So every 7,500 for me, and I never had no issues. When it comes to gasoline, as you can see, it says unleaded gas pump octane number of 86 or higher. You can use premium at your own, your choice, but I use it because of the engine compression. It has a high engine compression, and how I see it in my eyes after doing all the research is like, when you, like, for anything that's like 10.9 or whatever or higher, it's more beneficial to have higher octane in it, just because of how complex the engine is itself. So that's why I don't use, regular anymore or the middle anymore. And I think it's just more beneficial not for like fuel economy wise or performance, just because of how complex the engine is. I think it runs a little bit better when it comes to just because of the complex of the engine and its compression that it has. That's why I do it. And if it could run like even a 1% or 2% better than with, regular gas, then I would take that. I take every opportunity that a car could run better on, even if it's wasting a little bit of money. But I'd rather do that. That's just me. So that's why I put premium in my car. I have the ULEV, so 13.2. Oil 0-20. Yes, I do. I use because it's a hybrid, and hybrids are different from normal cars. So I use Valvoline hybrid oil, and I only use Valvoline hybrid oil because they have their oil in a way, like, when the car sits, water and oil separate, and when you start it up, it takes time for it to burn off the crud or whatever, and on top of that, it burns off the water. It takes time. With the Valvoline hybrid oil, which it shows it in the back of the bottle, it doesn't settle at the top, or it doesn't settle at the bottom. It's actually mixed in with the oil, so when you start your car, it doesn't do all that damage in a way to your car. Like I said, Valvoline hybrid oil, I'm not good at explaining it, but you look that up, Valvoline hybrid oil, and you see what I'm talking about. So I always get that. If it's not in stock, I use Valvoline Restore and Protect, because that cleans the piston rings and so forth and so forth. Another thing I stay on top of is the tire pressure. I always keep it at 30 psi. What else? Spark plugs. I always. Ooh, I don't even see it. But spark plugs I change every 100K OEM, whatever that is. When it comes to engine coolant, I did my first engine coolant not so long, actually Saturday, and it's weird because I go to the dealership and I'm thinking they changing the whole entire like coolant. It takes 4 quarts, so that's a whole gallon. And when I try to do it, all you doing is you're draining from the radiator. And I was trying to look for the plug for the engine bay one, because every car I thought would have it. But I guess this hybrid is a little different, or unless I'm not looking in the right areas. But I was looking up and down for like an hour or so trying to find it. But it only drained out half a gallon. So instead of the whole 4 quarts, it only drained out 2 quarts. And I thought that was weird. So I was like, me going to the dealership and they charging me around $250 just for that is kind of crazy, unless it's something that I'm not seeing when it comes to the engine bay coolant. But it's just a radiator so far, and I looked it up on YouTube on how to change it and stuff, and then I did a good job because that was Saturday and my car's running fine. It's not overheating. It's not staying cold. The heat works fine. Remind you, I went to New York and back, and I'm talking about to the Bronx and back. People that's on the East Coast and y'all live around that area, y'all know what I'm talking about. So yeah, I've been good. You can see the spark plug. What it tells you which ones to take. I always take the NGK. You know, gotta keep it almost 100% real. Where's the here we go. 10.8. So if you Google enough of the gasoline engine and what's this compression is ratio, you see what gas would benefit it in a way. I'm not saying it's gonna help with gas mileage, not gonna say it's gonna help with, with the most common things that people say is a myth or it doesn't do this, you're wasting money. But it just helps it run easier, is what I'm saying. And that's something I did lots and lots of research for years on. And I just came to that conclusion. And honestly, if you think about it, when it comes to the knock sensor, what happened if we took away that knock sensor and just kept putting in regular? I have a feeling that the engine would start to knock. And it's like, I think that's the only reason why it could take regular gas. Regular gas is because of the knock sensor. If you remove that, then I have a feeling that it would start to act up because it doesn't have the knock sensor. And it's a lot more to what the knock sensor is for. But if you look into it, and do the research, you see why I went to the premium route. But everyone got their opinions, and I'm not here to judge. But that's just me, just due to the fact that the compression ratio is 10:8, and I think the engine will run better on premium because of its destination. That's the when it starts to oh my goodness, I can't even pronounce it right now. But anyway. Google it. You see what I'm talking about when y'all do your research. But yeah, other than that, I did LEDs inside the interior. I did LEDs out, of course, from tail light to headlight. Bought the headlights on eBay, tail lights on eBay. What else? I made sure, because I live in the mountains, I made sure I got the best possible tires. So instead of the 200 thread or the 400 thread, those wear out so fast depending on how much you drive. So my best advice is to get something that has at least 5 to like 700 in thread life, because that will last you a good extra year depending on how much you drive. Like I said, I drive a lot, and because I drive a lot, it lasts me a good 2 years. If you drive a little less than that, then it's gonna last you longer. What else? And my other advice is, if your tire ever go flat, make sure that your spare is PSI to exactly 60 PSI on this car, on this exact model. And I think even the normal non-hybrids, because if you don't really have air in your spare tire, like you're gonna start really feeling the swerve. I realized when I put 60 psi in the tire of the requirement, I notice the swerve, but I don't notice the whole swerve when you know you have a spare on your back, and always have the spare in the back, because if you have the spare in the front, you're wearing out the tire more, and the spare tires are not cheap. And on top of that, you also lose your grip and your stability. Like, you're more loose in the front than you are the back. And I'm just saying that just for safety reasons, especially when you live somewhere where you have to get on the highway and it snows a lot, rains a lot. Like, that's just my best advice. So other than that, that's about it. If y'all have any questions or whatever, just let me know. I try and answer them and get back to y'all as much as I can. But that's about it. And that's the video of my car.